Hello, welcome back to another episode of Hit Pause MCU, Marvel Cinematic Multiverse podcast that graduated from online close-up Magic University. I, I am one of your hosts, Til. I am joined once again by Jordan.
How's it going, everyone?
I think it's been about 2 months since we last did one of these, and our intention, I think, was because Ant-Man and the Wasp was coming out, to pretty much hold off on stuff so we can just talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Like we blew through a bunch of stories, so that way we can just be prepared for that movie. I have not seen it yet. You have,
I did go see Quantumania in theaters.
yeah,
Did.
and in that time, a whole ton of news has come out about MCU. So much so, I think in the last week alone is like where a majority of our stuff on our document is from. But there's so much we're not going to get through it all. So we're going to be like picking and choosing through some topics today. So that'd be kind of fun to try to go through. There are some major stuff we need to talk about. Stuff was announced today regarding Wonder Man of all things and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So it's an interesting time right now. But I don't want to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania because I have a feeling that's going to come out on Disney Plus digital at some point pretty much soon. We'll see it and we'll talk about it the next time we do one of these. But what did you think of it? Just give us your quick impressions, non spoilers. What did you think of
Yeah,
the movie?
I don't want to spoil anything. Honestly, I only seen it the once in theaters, and that was probably like a month ago now, so I don't remember everything. I know I had questions. Um, there were some things like some stuff that you and I had guests on, so I just there was things that we got right, there was things we got wrong. So those are I'm interested to talk to you about in the future. But I liked it. I personally think it was actually my favorite Ant-Man out of all of them. So
Really?
I had a good time with it. So
Because my
I
my topic on that was that a lot of people hate the movie.
and like you said, like remember, we saw Modoc
Yeah,
in the thing. So I think it's just probably people who are just don't like what they did with Modoc, if I had to guess.
in
But
the same
other
sort of vein as the Mandarin and Iron Man 3. People did not
probably
like that. Yeah.
Probably, or probably just like I don't know much about the character, but from what it seems like, with them making shows about him and like a video game based off of him, like it seems like people like that character, so maybe that's why they don't like it. Otherwise, I enjoyed it. I liked a lot of it. Um, you learn a ton more about the quantum realm, but I'm not gonna say any more than that. But it's just like there's like still things I'm just like this is like crazy. This is more in depth than I thought.
What
So,
about my feeling
um,
that it was going to feel sort of like Tron?
uh, I would say there's stuff possibly like it. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. I guess I would say kind of. When you know what, when it comes out, we'll all watch it at your brother's again, and then we'll
Awesome.
definitely do a podcast about it. But otherwise, I liked it. I personally, if you had to give me any of the Ant-Mans to watch again right now, I would pick that one. Just
Nice.
not even just because I don't know that much about it, just because I liked it. So like I thought it was the most adventure packed one. So
Well, I'm
and it
looking
was
forward to
very
it.
comical.
I'm looking forward to it based off that because I was pretty down on the movie, seeing all like the reviews and feedback and everything. So that's awesome.
Still, it's still better than Thor. So it was better than Thor.
I kind of reflect back on Thor: Love and Thunder, and I'm like, you know what, that movie was okay.
It
Um,
is. It's just okay, but it's
yeah,
all. It's all
no,
it's
but
getting.
there's like some really cool stuff that I liked because I think like Taika Waititi as a director is awesome, and I think the difference between the Ragnarok and Love and Thunder is that he wrote at least some of Love and Thunder, so it's like that entire movie was him. And I think
Yeah,
that was kind of maybe that was a mistake. Maybe he should have stuck to just directing. But
yeah.
um, there's some really cool stuff that I remember from that movie. But I definitely consider it low bar for Marvel for sure. Um,
Right, right.
but we're going to look ahead at some stuff coming out. We got a lot of things to talk about, and I don't know where to start. Except for the one thing that was just released, I think over the weekend. There's been a lot of like comic book movie stuff that we're getting trailers over the weekend. We're sticking with Marvel though. We're not talking about Blue Beetle. We're not talking about DC stuff. We're sticking with Marvel. That's what this
Yeah,
podcast
that's.
is.
I also want to talk about Blue Beetle. That is, dude. I've been listening to that song all day. The
Yeah.
intro to that trailer. I was like, let me watch that one more time because that was good. That
Uh,
was.
but we are going to talk about something that just happened. So this is Secret Invasion got a trailer, and this is definitely one that I've been looking forward to for sure. This is a pretty major comic book adaptation right after Civil War in the comics, actually. So this was like the next big thing. People are like, when's Marvel going to do Secret Invasion? They're doing it now. I'm going to try to do the visual context rectangle, although I don't think we really need it for a trailer,
Maybe,
um,
maybe.
but yeah, you just watched the trailer. What did you think?
Yes. I liked it. It was very action packed. I think it's I don't know. I'm hoping it's somewhere between like we got space stuff, but
Yeah.
then we still have kind of back some. I still like a good like down to earth movie. So like I'm fine with like it being a little Winter Soldiery. Like I'd like to get back to like something like Winter Soldier and Shield, like that kind of thing. Like it doesn't always have to be space now. So
Well,
I
this is
wouldn't
kind of
mind.
like a mix between the two. This is very much, it does have that Winter Soldier feel. This
That's
is,
what I'm hoping for.
yeah, this is a Earth thing. Like this is like sort of like a grounded thing. It's not a big space opera or anything like that. That said,
Right.
it does involve aliens. It does involve a conspiracy and everything. So this looks like more of the action drama side of the MCU, which I think a lot of people are missing and want to return back to that.
Yeah, I want some good storytelling and not just like, it doesn't everything
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like amazing cinematics or CGI or whatever. So
Yeah, this
I'm
looks
fine
like
with
it's
some
gonna be that
aliens.
for
Yeah, give me
sure.
space, but with the Winter Soldier feel to it. I think I'll like it.
I think that's what this is gonna be. This is gonna be
Yeah,
awesome. I know that we were gonna have like our discussion on who we think in the MCU might be Skrulls. We definitely don't have time to go into that into this podcast, but we do have some time because there was a release date at the end of this trailer. I'm gonna try to bring it up here so I can see it. I think it's June something, June
right.
21st. So I mean, it's soon. It's still quite a bit off though, so I mean, we can definitely compile a list in that
Yeah,
time. One thing I do want to bring up now, I don't know, because this is, I don't know if this would be considered spoilers. This is a theory that I have based on this trailer.
sure.
Should I talk about a theory?
Yeah, no, it's a spoiler podcast, so we can
Yeah,
do theater. So if people don't want to know any, we don't
yeah.
we don't
Like
know this. This is
leaks,
like
I don't like talking about leaks because that's like if there's stuff like that's officially announced or theories that I have based off the comics because anytime I have those theories, I'm wrong. So you don't have to
yeah
listen to me at all. But uh
theories
there,
I'm fine with. So
yeah. I won't go I mean there's a lot I can talk about in this trailer. The one thing I think that I'm not too sure I really see anybody talking about yet, but this is a brand new trailer, so
hmm
I'm just trying to find the point in the trailer. There's a character. Now Marvel had to fight for I think to get Skrulls the rights to Skrulls back because they were under Fox, and there was that talk about them getting the rights back from Deadpool. Like Deadpool wanted to change Negasonic Teenage Warhead's powers, and Marvel kind of got a trade to use Ego the Living Planet for Guardians of the Galaxy, and
yeah.
then Skrulls for Captain Marvel. Um, I keep missing the point because it happens so fast. So there's one character, it looks like one of the main bad guys, and he has this ability.
That one right there with his
Yeah,
hand.
yeah, I'm trying. It goes so quick,
It looks
and I
like
can't
Venom.
I can't pause. Yeah, it kind of looks like Venom. Okay,
There you go.
got
It's
it.
like
Okay.
Groot. It actually looks more like Groot
Thank
actually,
you.
right there.
Thank you. I think this is Groot's ability. So there's these characters that I think even after Marvel got the rights back to Skrulls,
Yeah.
they still couldn't use Super-Skrulls. Super-Skrulls are basically like experiments that Skrulls do um by taking the abilities and everything away from superheroes. So like
hmm
different characters from the Marvel universe, they somehow inject or copy those abilities onto some Skrull soldiers, like really super powered Skrulls. So I think what we're seeing here might be an instance of that. So this scroll might have the abilities of Groot, and that
Hmm.
might be one of many examples we might see in this series of these scrolls having different abilities.
So they do experiments on Skrulls to get different abilities from other like
Yeah.
uh
Yeah, because there's like
organisms,
images of super
life
scrolls where
forms.
like they have like a combination of stuff. Like once like a scroll might have on one arm Wolverine's claws, and then another arm he has like the Thing's arm, like it's a rock thing,
Hmm.
and then it has like Cyclops's blast or whatever. So it's
Hey, why don't they get stuff from other planets? That's not just all Earth.
because because Earth is kind of like the place where aliens go to like air the
It's like a,
grievances or something. They want to go to the
sounds like
planet.
yeah, sounds like I feel like they refer to Terra as like a trailer park.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like
No,
where
that's why a lot
they
of people are like, oh yeah, it's a trash planet, but that's where they go to do their fighting. Like
yeah,
we're gonna have a war, and the Earth is gonna be in the center of it.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my one theory watching this. Um, and I think I've talked about my other theory. I think Nick Fury, the Nick Fury we've been seeing in the MCU hasn't been actually Nick Fury. Been it's been a fake Nick Fury the entire time. So that's
Yeah.
been my
I remember
theory.
you
Just so.
you mentioned this to me, I think last either at the end of our podcast or in the next or in the podcast. I don't remember,
I
but
think
I was telling Jess about it. I was
yeah.
like, tell things that there might have been scrolls the entire time we've been seeing. And Nick Fury, you think what after
Sometime
um
after Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel that he's been in space this whole time and now he's just coming back to Earth?
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's been hints. Okay, in Captain Marvel, he says, "I can't eat toast cut diagonally."
Yeah.
And then
And then
I think in Age of Ultron, he that's how he was eating his toast.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is weird because I'm like, man, I kind of hope like he's the one who wanted to bring the whole team together. It'd be weird if it was an alien that brought all the Avengers
I'm
together.
not saying it's an alien. I'm just saying
Okay.
that wasn't Nick Fury.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's precedent for that in the comics. So that's why I'm trying to building out a theory.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any other thoughts on Secret Invasion?
No, no, I did like that trailer though. I'm gonna have to show that to my girlfriend when she gets home because that looks really cool.
There's also a pretty cool poster. I forgot about that. I'll show that real quick. There we go.
Oh, I did see that. That
Yeah,
looks sick. It's like a wanted poster.
yeah. But
Yeah.
half Fury, half Skrull.
Yeah.
There's actually one other thing I almost forgot. This is pretty important news. I avoided talking about news about Emilia Clarke's character on one of our podcasts because I considered that a spoiler because Marvel was doing a promotion, like a planned promotion or something, and something got leaked from that, and they accidentally spoiled who this character was. And so I'm like, I don't want to talk about it because it's like it's not an official statement. Marvel, and I don't want people to get spoiled on like a big plot twist or anything. Now, I'm still not going to say who that character is from the promotion because who knows what Marvel's going to end up doing for Secret Invasion. But I think it was Variety posted about this show and talking about like official things about it. Everybody was wrong about Emilia Clarke's character, including that Marvel spoiler.
Huh.
So she's actually playing the daughter of Talos, that we saw in Captain Marvel, the little kid that was on the like one of the refugees on that spaceship that they were looking for the Tesseract on.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so that's his daughter. So it's
These two?
interesting.
That's father and daughter right
Yeah,
there.
father and daughter right there.
But that's obviously not what they look like. That's just their human form that
Yeah,
they're
that's their
taking
yeah
over. Okay.
yeah
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
yeah. So just want to bring that up. And I don't know if you think I might have spoiled that for you, but it's an official statement now, so that's why we talk about it.
No, I don't really care about who characters are unless you were like, actually, she becomes like the craziest killer who ends up killing Iron Man. I'd be like, well, that's a
There's yeah,
crazy spoiler. Like,
there's
I'm
gonna be
like if you
more
told me something like that.
there's gonna be more of that if we're talking about Captain America and Thunderbolts today. So be prepared for that. Speaking of Jordan, what do you want to talk about next?
Oh, I don't know.
Do
I'll
you
talk
have the
about next.
document I sent you open?
I do have it. I
Okay.
didn't have it. I open it this second. Oh wait. Yes, I do. Let me see. Let's see what we could get.
Okay.
You pick the next one, and I'll look through some.
Sure, I'll pick something fun. Lawrence Fishburne forgets that he was in the MCU.
Does he actually forget?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he didn't know?
because I have the tweet. I'm not going to bring it up, but basically, he was in an interview and people said like, "What do you geek out about?" He's like, "Oh, I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's awesome. That'd be something I'd love to play in if they want to have me in it or whatever." And then, and then I guess it seemed like he forgot that he was in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah.
And then somebody else replied to that story on Twitter I saw, and they said, "It's funny, I've met him once, and I talked about how I liked him in the movie, and he was like, oh yeah, I guess I was in that movie." Like, he completely forgot that time, too.
Oh my god.
So, we have a sort of like Gwyneth Paltrow situation on his hand where she forgot she was in Spider-Man.
How did? Oh well, she was in Spider-Man for like 30 seconds,
Yeah,
right? Like that
yeah.
was so you could see that when you do all of these. When you do all these, I mean, not so much his case. You should know when you're finally in your first movie, but it'd be crazy if she was probably did one scene and they
Yeah.
put it in Spider-Man, and then she's filming for like a couple other movies. She might not. She'd be like, oh yeah, I did do one scene for that. I get that she's
Yeah.
not as bad, but like, dude, it'd be like that's awesome. I wish I was in this. And you're like, dude, you're Iron Man. And they're like, oh yeah, right, I forgot. Like, I don't know how you forget you're in your first Marvel
Yeah.
universe unless you're not into it, which he
He,
says he is. So
yeah, he has opportunity to come back because like
yeah,
his character ran off. I mean, maybe like I guess we could possibly see him in Thunderbolts because Ghost is in Thunderbolts and he ran away with Ghost in
yeah. He
Ant-Man
could
Wasp.
always come
So,
back as a voice character for somebody too. Like, he
oh
could
yeah,
always do the voice of
what
somebody.
if?
So
Yeah,
yeah, what if
but
he could be
he's supposed to
some?
be Goliath. He's supposed to be an actual superhero. So I
He could.
mean,
I'd
we'll
be
see.
so fun. I know they're always want to moving forward, but
Mhm.
like we got Captain America, we got Captain Marvel. So like later, it'd be cool if we had like a Goliath and Hank Pym movie.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I want to see Hank Pym, like earlier Hank Pym stuff, even if they
Yeah,
do it all animation. Because when I rewatch Ant-Man, the
yeah,
opening scene, I'm like, I want to explore more of that, where he's in Shield with with Peggy Carter and Howard Stark, and I want to see like their Shield adventures together. I want to know more of
yeah.
that story, and Janet as well.
Mm.
That I hope that'd be cool to see. Um, what do you got?
What's up with New World Order?
Captain America?
Yeah.
I am glad you asked. So, first of all, let me bring up the slides here. First thing we know, it's been confirmed now. Harrison Ford's character, he's reprising the role of Thaddeus Ross, I think is his first name, who we've seen in The Incredible Hulk, Captain America, Civil War, Black Widow,
Why they pick?
played by William Hurt, who unfortunately passed away. So now Harrison Ford's taking over the role. Marvel has confirmed he will be playing the new president in the MCU.
So he's gonna go from a general or like
He
general
went from
to
general to secretary. Forgot he was a secretary in Civil War. And
then
uh,
president.
yeah, the Secretary of State or something. Yeah, now he's going to president. Now in
Dude, Harrison
Secret,
Ford, man, he's so old. He's gonna forget who he is.
it's fine. He just needs to play the one role, and they're gonna CG him for the rest because of
yeah.
his character. So, um, so we know from Secret Invasion also, it's also been confirmed. There's a
Yeah.
different character playing the president in Secret
Oh.
Invasion.
Hmm.
So I think you can kind of piece together what might happen. That president, something's going to happen to that president in Secret Invasion, and then
Being
President Ross is gonna uh be in charge. So
hmm.
I'm guessing he's a vice president by the time Secret Invasion comes out.
Hmm.
So maybe that happens. I a
Is that is
while
I got
Go
a
ahead.
question. That
Yeah,
that still you put up in front,
fan made.
Is that
Yeah,
him from Star Wars in front of something?
yeah,
I
that's
was like,
fan
wouldn't
made.
they just
It's a
dress him up?
Photoshop.
Okay. Okay. I was like, why'd they make him look
Yeah.
like his
Well,
Star Wars
he's gonna
character?
be in Thunderbolts. That's so
Yeah,
somebody did this. Um,
that's funny.
a while ago, I was curious about. I think this was while I was like rewatching Luke Cage and stuff.
Right.
Um, I was curious about the situation on the presidents in the MCU. Went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and gone through like different mentions of presidents and stuff in the MCU. Came to the conclusion, President Obama served one term in the MCU. He was replaced by President Ellis, who we've seen in Iron Man 3, I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and some other stuff.
Okay.
Um, then he was replaced by Donald Trump, not specifically said, but heavily implied in several Marvel things, particularly the Marvel TV shows. Um, and then after Donald Trump, not Joe Biden. It's the next president that we're going to see in Secret Invasion, and then we're going to see President Ross.
Hmm.
So,
Now is so for Thunderbolts, while we're talking about Captain America New World Order, do we know if a US agent or like is US agent going to be in New World Order again? Like
I
it's or
I
like
don't know. We don't have anything on that.
no, I was just curious.
Yeah,
The image that you put here with Captain America Sam
I will
with
love to bring that up. Let me bring that
oh,
up here. Okay.
I was like, what's going on with that? Yeah, that
This is the
what is
first
that?
behind the scenes footage we saw of this show because
Yeah,
it's filming right now. Like they're
yeah.
filming everything right now. So we're getting a lot of news coming out about this show right now.
Okay.
This is the first image that came out.
Wait, this would be a show or a movie?
Sorry, this is a movie. Sorry.
Okay,
Daredevil's also filming right now. Daredevil's a show. So
okay.
they're filming at the same time. But yeah, this is a movie, Captain America. Yeah, so we got our first image of Sam Wilson as Captain America behind the scenes on set. Um, there's this guy in the background. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's an extra, somebody on the crew or whatever. Just
Yeah,
the way he's positioned behind this like thin wooden pole
yeah.
and these two images next to each other, and the way he's looking at Sam, this looks hilarious to me.
It looks like someone was trying to take a picture of Sam
Yeah.
just chilling, and then this guy was walking by, and they got like two quick photos of him
Uh,
walking.
this to me
And
it
then,
looks like this guy's like wishes he was the villain, and he's just like, "I'm gonna get you, Sam," but he's
yeah,
like, he's like, he can't see me. I'm hiding. I'm kind of hiding behind this pole.
yeah. I'm gonna be Captain America.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. Just a random guy in the
I'm
picture, but it's
excited to
funny.
see. I can't remember his name right now. What is his real life name? Yeah,
Sam Wilson,
yeah.
um, Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. I love Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie. I cannot wait for him to be like in a movie as Captain America. That's gonna be sick. Like the vibranium suit with the wings,
Hmm.
and then the shield, and just flying around. I'm excited.
Yeah,
That's probably one of the things I'm
I
most excited for in the MCU, along with Guardians 3.
I am looking forward to seeing him in the Twisted Metal movie.
I don't know what that is. What's twisted?
It's based off the Twisted Metal video game. He's gonna be
Hmm.
starring in it. We also got news that Liv Tyler is reprising her role in this movie as Betty Ross from The Incredible Hulk. So she is finally back in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one thing to note about this picture here and the next one here that we have from behind the scenes, um, somebody's dying because they're at a funeral, and Captain America movie, and we don't know what happened to Steve yet.
Oh no!
So I'm kind of wondering what's happening here.
I hope they don't just kill him off. I hope we at least get like one more thing from Chris Evans out of it
Yeah.
before.
That said, his arm is hurt in this scene. So I don't know if
Hmm.
this is going to be the beginning of the movie, end of the movie. So I'm not too sure what's happening here.
Right.
I think that might be all that we have on Captain America. I'll check my notes. Oh no, wait, nope, it's not. It's not. Hold on. We got more behind the scenes footage. Of damn it, forget his name. Let me bring it up here. I have it. Uh, we have returning villain, also from the Incredible Hulk. What is this
Oh,
guy
Mr.
here?
Blue.
Yeah, Mr. Blue. Tim Blake walking around with green arms. Got his arms painted green. We know that he will be playing the leader, who is green in the comics. Uh, However, we don't see his big ol' head in this shot. Last we saw him, he was on the floor with Bruce Banner's blood dripping into an open wound and his head expanding. So that hasn't happened
Oh,
yet.
gotcha. I do remember that. God, really? They're gonna bring that movie into the. They're gonna go off that movie.
Yeah,
That was a different.
it looks like a lot of the Incredible Hulk is going to be in this movie.
That was a different Bruce.
Yep,
Yeah. So a lot more. So you think more? So sorry. What is this? This is still for Captain America.
this is still for Captain America. Yeah,
Well, that's wild. That's some crazy stuff. That's like
I think
I
it
don't know.
fits naturally because this is where like the Hulk was trying to the point of the Hulk was they're trying to experiment and off of the super soldier serum from Captain America. That was the whole point of the story.
Right.
So it makes sense that these worlds are colliding, especially after the Falcon and Winter Soldier, because that was also the point of that story, was trying to recreate the super soldier serum. So it kind of makes sense that
Yeah.
these movies are kind of colliding here. I think the bigger issue and the bigger question is Harrison Ford. Where's President Ross's giant mustache? God, why aren't you rocking that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna Photoshop it on.
Yeah, this is
CG.
thinking they're
It's
gonna
just
CG
CG. Yeah.
it. Yeah. What's the next thing we're talking about, Jordan?
was trying to find a good segue, I guess.
Well, we can segue into Thunderbolts
Thunderbolts. That's what I was
that's
gonna say.
because
Thunderbolts.
there's one thing. So this is Thunderbolts is like happening after Captain America. I think the two kind of go hand in hand here.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, Steven Yeun.
yeah. What happened to your camera? Hold on.
I don't know. I'm still
Okay,
here on
there we
my
go.
screen.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Steven Yeun is cast in the movie. There's a lot of
I love him.
speculation, huh?
I love him.
Yeah. I remember
It's
him in
Glenn.
yeah, Walking Dead, yeah. I don't know if I've seen anything else with him in it. Good
I've
actor.
seen it.
Interested
Yeah.
to see what he's playing. A lot of people are thinking he's going to be playing Sentry, which is like one of Marvel's like parody Superman characters,
Hmm.
which is interesting, an interesting theory. I don't know why people are thinking that, and I'm not convinced that it is. I mean, it would be cool if he was. I would love to see that character on screen.
Right.
From what I interpreted after watching Captain America or after watching Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, it seems like the Thunderbolts team is going to be used to fight Wakanda, but I, I maybe I'm wrong on that. So I don't know why he would be playing Sentry,
Did you
but
say
I
the
don't know.
Thunderbolts are gonna be used to fight Wakanda?
Yeah, that was the point of Wakanda is what's her name? Contessa Allegra Valentina De Fontaine or whatever.
Yeah.
She said she wanted to start a war with Wakanda so that way the US can have all the vibranium and be the biggest
Oh,
superpower in the world.
I forgot she was in the last one. I haven't watched that one enough. I've watched it twice. Did I go to theaters to see that one? I cannot remember.
I think you did.
No, I don't think.
Oh,
No, we didn't.
maybe
We didn't
me.
go to. No, I watched it with you, and I think
Yeah.
we watched it one more time. No, yeah,
I only watched it once. So I
yeah.
got
I
that from
forgot she was
memory.
in it.
Yeah.
I forgot she was in it. Okay,
So yeah,
and
I don't
then
know.
yeah. Um, Let me jump out of the MCU for a minute,
Oh yeah?
just so I can, yeah, or sorry,
Interesting.
not out of the MCU, but out of just out of like all the main stuff. Let's go to Deadpool 3, just because
Gotcha.
I want to see what's going on with this.
It's mostly just casting news.
Okay.
So it's just casting update. This will be really quick. I don't have the actors' names in front of me, so I will pull that up. The first one is Emma Corrin. She's cast
Yeah.
in a major or in a lead role. It's said. I have no idea who that might be because I'm not, that familiar with who in the Deadpool comics would be considered a lead role for the character.
Right.
Let me know in the comments if you have an idea if you're watching this video, because I'm intrigued, but I haven't been intrigued enough to like look into it. So yeah, your theories on who that might be, I don't know. Then there's some additional casting news. So Matthew McFadden is cast. I'm not familiar with this actor.
I
It,
don't know him either.
there's no like official character roles or anything. These are just like
Hmm.
actor updates. So these
Oh,
are going to
okay.
be in the movie. Also returning. I'm gonna butcher both of their names. I'm sorry. The person who played Blind Owl, I think was her name in Deadpool,
Is it
and
is it Karen
Dopinder.
Sony and
Yeah,
Leslie Ugams?
yeah,
Ugams?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Those
probably
actors.
butchered those. So. Yeah, cool.
They're gonna be returning in Deadpool 3.
I love them both. So
Yeah,
Depinder, it's
Dopinder.
Depinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. Do we know yet after that whole announcement that Ryan Reynolds made? Is Logan gonna be in Deadpool 3?
Yeah.
He is for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really excited for this. And
Yeah.
I
I
think
me too.
is it gonna tie in with the MCU at all?
Yeah.
I thought I remember we talked about this. It's so it's like very faint, but I don't know. I know I'm excited
We
for
don't
it
know
though, because
really anything. We know those answers, and that's it.
I hope it has to do with that time machine thing that he had from
I would imagine so.
Cable. So it
Um,
gotta be like the only way.
um, and then sorry, I thought I had another picture for that, but I don't. Zeb Wells is co-writing Deadpool 3. Zeb Wells has credits, I think, on a few different things. I think She-Hulk is one of them. Uh,
Oh yay!
the Marvels. So he's on the Marvels. She-Hulk. I think there was like a Spider-Man credit that he had. I'm not too sure. So
Mm.
we got at least a word on the writer. That's it. That's all I got for Deadpool. There's isn't a major news about Deadpool.
Just some quick stuff. And then did you have anything else for Moon Knight? I saw that you put a thing in there for Moon Knight, so I was interested.
I will combine Moon Knight, Spider-Man, and Wonder Man together here because
Let's do
it's
those
all
then.
quick.
Those
It's
are
all
the
quick
next three.
news.
Those are the next three on my list. So
Kevin Feige confirms they're working on. They're actively working on the next Spider-Man.
yeah.
That's it.
Just
Um,
which Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
4, so it's gonna be with
Actually,
Tom
no.
Holland then?
I don't know if he said specifically. He just said the next Spider-Man.
That's interesting because like all I see everywhere is everybody wants a fourth movie for Tobey Maguire and a third for
Yeah, I
what's
don't
his
think that's
name,
happening.
Andrew Garfield. Probably not.
I don't think it's. I would love the Amazing Spider-Man to continue off of
One
where
more.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 was left off, because
Yes.
there was that they left
Sinister
things
Six.
open. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. I'm glad we got at least some sort of continuation or mention of it in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Right.
Um, I think that's all that we're going to get, unfortunately. But I
I
thought
just
that
don't
was a
know
cool
why.
story.
Like somebody has the rights to this. Make the goddamn movie and make it good.
Sony has the rights to this, but
It's just a
they're
movie.
not going to pursue it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's so annoying. They give up your rights. Let the fans stop pissing me off, Sony.
yeah. Uh, that's pretty much it. It's interesting because I didn't really think they would provide an update on this, because this is kind of Sony's thing. Like Marvel was close to not having anything to do with Spider-Man for a few times, very recently.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're saying, yeah, we're actively working on the next thing is kind of incredible. So it's interesting, but there's not much more to it than that. Same with Moon Knight. Kevin Feige confirms they're actively working on the next Moon Knight thing.
So they're not saying if it's gonna be a show or a movie.
Not saying anything. They said they have plans for Moon Knight.
Good, I'm glad because Oscar
Oscar Isaac. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac did like a phenomenal job in it, and it was really good. So
Yeah.
like I would love to see a movie or a show or even just him tying in with some other movie just to like see how it works and just throw him in. I think that would be fantastic. I could do with less talking hippos this time, but otherwise I am on board.
We'll see. I think it's going to be another series. But
Yeah, most likely.
I think in this sort of context, in this sort of hint, it could very well be that No, they're planning the next time we see the character in a crossover, which could be like Blade or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, then similarly, we got updates on Wonder Man. There was an update today actually on this project, which, by the way, I don't really think has been officially announced yet. Like they haven't, Marvel hasn't come out and said, "Hey, everybody, we're working on Wonder Man. Look forward to that." They haven't said that. Like
Hmm.
we got confirmation elsewhere that this is happening. The news today is that pre-production has started, and I'm like, wait, but we don't know anything about what is this? So
Is
these
that Wonder Man in the picture there?
no, this is the villain, which is the
Okay.
Grim Reaper, who's
Okay.
going to be played by Demetrius Gross. So he's cast as the Grim Reaper.
Oh, he
This
looks old
is,
enough.
I think it's Wonder Man's brother. We got actually a little bit of a tease for this character. Guess where, Jordan?
I couldn't tell you. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
no, I didn't think you would. WandaVision. There's a
WandaVision?
little
Yeah, I know.
animated mention of the character in the episode 2 intro, I think.
I watched it once and I never needed to watch it again. I like I like the sounds of the villain, Grim Reaper. That sounds sick.
All
I'm
I know
already on
about
board.
him is one of his arms, which is cut off from the frame here, has a scythe.
Just a scythe, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
sick.
that's all I really
It,
know about him.
I mean, you could just
Yeah.
not. You could just have a scythe. You don't need
Also,
to
I
use an
think
arm.
in the Vision's comic that WandaVision was based off of, I think Vision or one of his family members kills the Grim Reaper, if I remember correctly. That's why I think that's why people were expecting that character to show up in that
I hope he
show.
has a better outfit than that one because that one is awful.
Yeah.
It's a bad con.
Also, uh, Ed Harris, pictured on the right there,
Yeah.
also cast in the show, but
Mm.
no information on him. This project is so weird to me. It was announced quietly,
Yeah.
and we don't know anything about it. And yeah, it's like there's like no word
It's
on this,
okay.
but they're going forward with it. It's not like officially in their like phase 5, phase 6 plans. So where's this gonna be?
I don't know, but I don't think anybody really cares that much about Wonder Man. Wonder Man, so I'm fine if it's a flop or whatever. If it's something cool, then that's a bonus. If it's a
Yeah,
flop, at least they didn't ruin some good character. Because I don't never heard of him before. I don't know who's like, yeah, I love Wonder Man. He's my favorite. Because I'm like, what? It just
he's
sounds
an
like you
Avenger.
mixed. Yeah, well, it's not a good one. I don't
Uh,
know. I have no idea what his powers are, but
he's got like crazy like overpowered abilities, but he's also a pacifist and an actor. So I'm
mm,
expecting the show to be a comedy.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Quick question.
yeah.
I didn't see it on here. Did I see something that there's gonna be a oh no, I think I saw I read that myself. Was this from an article? I thought I saw something about Henry Cavill, possibly because he's not in The Witcher anymore and he's not Superman, that he might be Captain Britain. Is that a Did you hear anything about
There's a
that?
lot of fan casting for Henry Cavill
Fantastic.
as Captain Britain,
Yeah.
and I approve.
Yeah. No, it looked like it'd be cool. I heard that his weakness is he gets weaker the farther away from Britain he is, and I was like, that is the dumbest. That is the
Yeah.
dumbest thing. Like, well, I'm only a
Is that
superhero
more dumb
here.
than Superman's only weakness being a rock?
Yeah, I guess. And magic. At least he's got
Yeah.
and magic too. Or the no sun if the sun's not around. He's got a couple now. So Superman, I'm not a huge fan of him, but
Yeah.
just that's even worse though. I'm like I'm a superhero, but only in this country. If I leave, I'm just a normal
Okay,
guy.
so in the Marvel universe, Canada, okay, the
Yeah.
border, you cross the border, there's a curse. If you get bit or scratched by a Wendigo, you turn into that Wendigo, but only in Canada.
Sorry, if you leave Canada and you get scratched, or if you come into Canada.
If you're in Canada
Yeah.
and you're like bit or like scratched from a Wendigo, you turn
Yeah.
into a Wendigo, but
If you
only in the country. You cross the border, you're fine.
So if you get scratched, You get scratched by a Wendigo in Canada, you're a Wendigo.
Yeah,
Unless you cross the border, then you turn back into a human.
yeah,
That's weird. That's weird shit, dude. I want that movie. That already sounds better
yeah.
than
That's gonna be
what.
Alpha Flight.
Alpha.
When the Marvel starts introducing mutants, we'll get an Alpha Flight movie. That's what it's gonna be.
I'm game. That sounds great. I actually like that. It sounds interesting to me.
Yeah,
All right. What else do we have? What do we got next? Is that it for Wonder Man?
that's it for Wonder Man.
Yeah.
So
So you could totally tie in Fantastic Four too. There's probably not a lot on that too as well, right?
yeah, that's a good point. I don't think I have a slide for that, but basically, there's a writer for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Josh Friedman is writing. Credits include he was key director behind Marvel series WandaVision.
Do we have the
No, sorry,
cast?
that's Matt Shackman. Um,
Do we have the cast yet for
no,
Fantastic Four or no?
no,
No. Okay.
that's gonna
Do
be
you
major
think?
news.
Do you think they'll do the fin the? They're not gonna use the ah what is his name now?
Josh
The
Krasinski.
guy. Yeah, you don't think they'll use him, right? Do you?
I
Like the fan
I
made ones?
I don't know, but I
No.
doubt it
I actually did
because they've asked him like behind the scenes. He's like, no, I think they're going a different direction.
because I actually think he and his wife would play a good
It sounds like
like
she doesn't
two.
want to. He wants
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
but Marvel has other plans, and they kind of threw him as fan service into Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So
Still pretty cool to be like, hey, fans pretty much got you that job, eh? Like that's pretty sick. Like fans were like, hey, we
pretty
really want you
much.
as a scripture.
But he was also
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want to do this. Like he was
Yeah.
banging the drum for that too. So
Yeah.
let's throw in Blade in there as well. Blade is gonna this is from comic book cbr.com, sorry. Who sometimes they have fishy sources, but um just mentioning here cuz this was back in February 15th. I don't know where the state of this is if it is true. But they said Blade is going to start filming soon. How? Didn't they didn't the director leave? Aren't they like back to the drawing board with writing? Aren't they like back
Yeah, I
at
don't know.
square one? How is this movie gonna start filming soon?
All right, everybody, action. What are we supposed to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just improv.
There's also something else that was
It's supposed to have. Oh, my camera's gone. It looks like.
yeah, because I'm opening up Discord, so that happens.
Uh,
Just go ahead.
quick. Um. So Blade or all the Blade movies kind of they have something to do with the guy in the Eternals, right? Um.
Well, not really. So that's Kit Harington's character in the Eternals. He's playing the Black Knight. He wasn't the Black Knight in the Eternals, but he found the blade that would make him become the Black Knight. And
Right,
then
and
Blade off screen says, "Are you sure? Are you sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?" And then he looks off screen, and that's it.
but the Black Knight has something to do with Blade and vampire slaying. I'm assuming
I
then
don't think
possibly.
specifically for vampires, but
Okay. Well, interesting either way. I've still been kind of wondering what's going on. There's a lot more like how should I say this? Like the Marvel phase 1 through 3, it was a lot of anticipation and we knew something was like we kind of knew something was coming. We just didn't know how it was all going to connect, but we were waiting for that.
yeah,
I feel like phase 4 has a lot of stuff branched off
yeah.
that they haven't like completed yet and it doesn't feel like it's gonna like come back. Like if we never had anything connect with the Hulk, we never would have cared if it didn't. But now we have it coming back now, and that's something to look forward to or whatever now. But
Yeah,
like I feel like I've got so many unanswered questions and everything, like the Eternals with the Blade thing or with the Black Knight. We
setting a
got
lot of
Blade.
stuff up. Yeah,
Yeah, we got more Blade stuff. We got the Thunderbolts. We got like stuff coming, but I'm still like, I feel like you're telling me there's a lot coming, but I don't have it yet. Like I just even like Phase 4, we mostly got like Doctor Strange, Spider Man, like stuff we already kind of knew, Black Widow, stuff like that. Like
yeah.
I'm waiting for like the new stuff. I'm still I think the number one thing I'm waiting for is what those damn rings were pinging in
I think
Shang-Chi.
that's the sort of like payoff thing that was like the Infinity Saga. of
Yeah.
like the different stones and stuff. The rings situation is what that is. Like that's the
Yeah.
MacGuffin for the multiverse saga.
Okay.
But it's clear that Marvel's taking a different approach to Phase 4, 5, 6, where the Infinity Saga was a clear thing. Like everything is tied together. There's an end goal that we want to reach, and everything is kind of we're doing sequels and stuff like that, and everything's tied into each other. Phase 4, I think right out the gate, Kevin Feige was pretty clear. This is an experimental thing. We're going to be introducing new characters, introducing stories, and not focusing so much on rehashing old things from the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
Like yes, they have their end goal for the Avengers movies and how things tie together, but for the most part, they're branching out and doing different projects like She-Hulk as a comedy for the MCU, What If as animation, all this, the Eternals even in itself is an experimental movie for Marvel, something different that they're doing. Werewolf by Night, there's a lot of like new things for the MCU that are completely off the path of what we experienced during the Infinity Saga. Um, and so I think a lot of people share your sentiment because a lot of people are disappointed about it. Their expectations was continue from where we left off from the Infinity Saga, and that's
Yeah.
clearly not Marvel's direction. That's not where they want to bring this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm. I guess I would say I'm disappointed, and I thought it was just gonna be like better. Like I had high hopes for how great the MCU was, so
yeah,
that now that this is kind of like taking like like we just did a whole phase, and I feel like I didn't like we didn't get anywhere.
yeah,
Like at least like at the end of phase one, like we had the Avengers movie. Phase two, we had Age of Ultron, and we had
hmm
Thanos. You know, more stones were coming out, so like every big movie or whatever had more stuff coming out or
I
whatever.
think maybe the
Um,
problem is that they didn't translate that as well because
yeah.
I didn't have that expectation going into Phase 4. I
Okay.
liked Phase 4. I think I liked pretty much everything that came out of it. There's some stuff where I was like, it's not my favorite thing. It's low on the list of the stuff that Marvel has done, but for the most part, I liked everything that came out of Phase 4, and I had that expectation. I'm like, I know this is going to be different. This is not going to be the Infinity Saga. This is going to be new stuff, new stories and things that they're going to be trying. So
Right.
I think because I had that expectation, I had a different outcome of Phase 4 compared to everybody else who didn't have that expectation. All they knew is I watched these movies. I watched up until Endgame or Spider-Man Far From Home, and
Yeah.
this is what I expected going forward, and that's not what I was given. So
Yeah.
maybe that wasn't communicated as well.
I mean, I think it's just, I think it's what it, like they're, I'm not gonna say they're bad. I just feel like it's taking a while to get some traction, maybe. Like I just feel
Yeah,
like we're still running in a spot. And I'm like, that's, man, we were running in a spot for a while. I'm like, I thought we
yeah,
were like, it's been, when did Endgame end? That's 2018,
2019,
2019.
I think.
So it's
Yeah,
been 3 years. Granted, we had another pandemic set a few movies and shows back, but it
yeah,
still feels like, I feel like we're like, I feel like Endgame was yesterday because all the stuff we've had hasn't really done too much. Like hasn't shown me like
yeah.
a lot. Like we
And
had,
a lot of the stories are building off of what happened in Endgame,
yeah,
right? They're like
yeah,
they're revisiting the blip
yeah,
and how different stories affected that. I think for me it's like a combination of I don't like I had the expectation. I'm like, okay, we're starting fresh. We're getting introduced to new characters. This is not continuing off of the Infinity Saga. And there's going to be different kind of genres that are being introduced into the MCU. Cool. I know that going in, I'm just going to sit here, enjoy the ride. I'm not expecting everything to be like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? How's this tied into the next thing?
yeah,
Or at the same time, reading the comics and kind of picking up cues of what's going on in Phase 4 and what's been announced for going forward, you can kind of pick up a few different stories that that's going to be introduced later or it's going to be tied in some way to what we've seen so far. One of them being, the Kang Dynasty Avengers movie that they're doing.
yeah.
The what's the last Avengers movie? The second one that's coming out in Phase 6. Um Secret Wars. Secret
Okay.
Wars, like that's coming. Young Avengers, Thunderbolts. I could kind of piece together that Thunderbolts was happening before they even announced
So we have Secret
Thunderbolts.
Wars and Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion's a movie, but it's not an Avengers movie.
Secret Invasion is a series. Secret
It's gonna be.
Wars is an Avengers movie.
Which one did we just? Did you? What was that trailer for?
We
Was that
watched
Secret
Secret
Invasion?
Invasion
Ah,
because the
I was like,
Skrulls are invading Earth,
right. I was
and then
definitely more excited
Secret.
that for that to be a movie. I totally
Yeah.
forgot it was a series. Okay, series. It still looks pretty good, but I was
Mhm.
definitely ready. I think for a movie. Like I want my next Avengers movie already because it's been
Yeah.
for almost 3 years. So, like I want the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Uh, like Ant-Man the Wasp or Ant-Man, yeah, Quantumania hype me up for Kang. So now
Really?
I'm
Wow.
ready. Like
Okay. Cool.
I'm ready for Kang. Also, was there some did you see some trending stuff about the actor who does
Yeah.
Kang?
Do you want to talk about that? Because I don't know if I don't know if that was like.
Did it get I
All I'm
just
saying, I'll just leave off saying that like there is stuff happening. You can't there Marvel's expectations, which they
yeah,
clearly have not translated as well, is that you shouldn't be expecting, hey, there's going to be that end credits tease that's going to be for the next thing you're going to watch. It's not happening like it was in the Infinity Saga. These are new
right.
stories we're being introduced to. There's going to be different genres and different kind of experimental things that Marvel's doing. So go into that expecting something different and enjoying the ride. Don't worry about what's coming up next. They're when Marvel's ready to tell you, hey, now you need to pay attention to this stuff, you're gonna
Yeah.
know. So that's pretty much where I'll leave that. Jonathan
Right on.
Majors was arrested.
Oh yeah, see, I liked, dude. My girlfriend and I were just talking about that because I saw it on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, he's blowing up. That's awesome. Like, I'm so glad people like him as the new villain. And then as soon as I clicked on it,
Yeah,
it was like Kevin Feige. Like, there's people like saying like Kevin Feige must be like freaking out right now, and I was like, what? And then I read into it, and I was like, son of a bitch, because I thought he was such a sick villain. I didn't even go into the entire
and
article.
now he's a
Let's just
sick human being.
see. So
No,
what is he?
we
He
don't
got
know
arrested.
much. We don't know much. There's an allegation. His lawyer or representative said that is false, and they have evidence that proves otherwise, and that he is the victim in the situation.
Okay, I
It's a
hope
he
so.
said she said thing. We don't know the full details yet. Um,
Yeah,
I am not concerned about it.
no,
This is one instance that there's no evidence of anything either way. We don't know the full story. I
right.
think Marvel wants to be cautious. They also don't want another James Gunn situation on their hand.
No,
But at the same time, you know, Disney is okay with Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller has done a lot of
how is
uh
he still like? How is wait? Why is Disney okay with him? Isn't he on?
no
He's in DC.
DC.
Oh, DC. Okay,
DC is okay with Ezra Miller.
yeah,
They did a lot of provable terrible criminal shit, and they're still the Flash. So
yeah.
um
I can't wait till he's done with the Flash or just done seeing him in general because I was so excited for this Flash movie, and now me and Jess both don't really want to see it. He's just been in the news too much, and
mhm,
I don't care about like
yeah. There's a
him
quote that
at
said
all.
like James Gunn's like the Flash is the like one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen, and I'm like,
Mm.
cool, I'm pirating it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I was
um,
like, yeah, cool. You're not
yeah.
getting my money. I was like, you're beating up people for free, and you guys are like, I don't know, bailing them out of jail and stuff. Like, I don't know. I couldn't take him anymore. So I was just like, no, I will be stealing that movie, and I will say that on camera.
I
I
will
don't give.
correct you that despite them being a horrible human being, pronouns for Ezra Miller is they them.
Uh, all
Just
right.
letting you know.
Yeah.
uh, but I don't think anything's happening with Jonathan Majors either way, whether he did what was alleged or not. Um,
Yeah.
that's just my feeling. I don't think really
I only
anything's gonna
saw
happen.
it on Twitter for like a night, and then I didn't hear anything about it, and I had to
Mhm.
like. I was like, okay, yeah, I hope it's not real because I really liked him as the new villain. He was so
Yeah.
good. Like Josh Brolin, I was like, no one's gonna compare to Thanos. I was like, Thanos was solid, but I liked I liked him in Quantumania. Like he was, I don't know, he was just good. So I liked it.
Like them in Loki.
Yeah, he was good in Loki too, but he was like the nicest version of his, right? Like,
He
he
Who
was
Remains.
He Who Remains. In this one, he was
Kang the
like,
Conqueror.
yeah,
Or no?
that was.
Yes.
I don't know. That's a question I
He
have to
never
ask you
said
when
in
I
the
see it.
thing.
He, I guess he could be Kang the Conqueror.
So he never said his name is Kang.
His name is Kang,
Okay.
but I thought they were all named Kang, but they just all had different titles. Like I just thought they were all because I I want to tell you something, but I don't know if I can tell you until we watch it.
What are we talking about next?
Let me see. Open my thing. Yeah, we'll have to. Dude, I have so many questions about Quantumania. I could talk
It's
about
coming.
Quantumania
It's
a whole
coming.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Let's see. Let me open back up to where we were.
I
Do
got
you
the
want to talk
itchiest
about
nose right now, man.
Spider-Man?
Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, we can talk about Spider-Man and then Madame Web after.
Yeah, we're going to jump into the Sony stuff.
Yeah, unless you wanted to finish with there was something about What If and something about
What if stuff is so there's here hold on. We'll jump into Spider-Man, but first there's a new Marvel thing on Disney Plus. It's called MPower. It's a 4-part series, behind the scenes stuff. I did watch it, just focusing on the women in Marvel, the characters, the people behind the scenes, the actors, focusing on 4 different things for each episode. One is the women of Wakanda, one is for Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, another one's for Scarlet Witch, and another one's for, I think, Gamora.
okay.
Interesting if you want to see behind the scenes stuff and get a little bit of context on the making of these movies and stuff. Next thing, I don't know how
My
far.
girl Jess will love it, so I'll be watching that.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I would say it's worth checking out if you want to know more about like behind the scenes stuff. What if I honestly I'm not like hyped up on anything going on in What If. I'm excited to just watch it and go for the ride. But What If is introducing a brand new character for the MCU, like
So no comics, no nothing like that.
no
That's
comics,
cool.
nothing
I'm
from the
excited
MCU.
for. That's cool.
Yeah,
She looks
I don't know
like
if
Pocahontas.
yeah, I don't know really anything about the character. And I don't know what people are saying about the character. I think I just have assumptions built in my head that people are probably not happy about this. Um, I don't know. I think this is fine. Like I don't think What If carries any sort of weight into the MCU. How you feel one way or another on this character being introduced. So I don't really think it matters.
Yeah,
Um,
like it's animated anyways, and it's
yeah.
like they kind of combine, but not like a
Well, the
lot.
first
So
like the watching the first season of What If, I'm like, oh, this is gonna have like greater consequence in the MCU and things are gonna be tied into it. And no, it very much wasn't. It was a one-way relationship.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't think anything in What If really matters in the grander scheme of the MCU. So having a brand new, unique character to the franchise, I don't think is gonna matter if you're upset about it or not. Um, that said, there's precedent for this stuff in not only like animation, comic books, anything. Like it's just introducing new character from scratch out of nowhere for that
Yeah.
story. But also in the MCU. The MCU has done that. Maybe not with like big major characters, although there's probably someone I'm thinking of that that doesn't come to mind. But there's like side characters and stuff like that they've introduced that have become major, like bigger roles in the MCU because
Yeah.
people like them. They had like star power. So I don't really think this is any different.
No, I
So
don't think so. That's fine with me.
so yeah, cool. Looking forward to it, but I'm not really hyped
Do
about
you
anything for What
do we
If.
have any idea what her powers are or no?
I haven't looked it up. I'm sorry. I
That's
should have
fine.
come prepared for that.
That's fine. I was just curious. I like her outfit. She does give me Pocahontas vibes, but otherwise she looks cool.
Yeah.
You know what I was kind of looking forward to in What If? I kind of hope they add is it America Chavez? She's the one who
Yeah.
could do the travel
Well,
the
we know
multiverse
they said they're going to be introducing stuff from Phase 4 into What
into
If.
What If. It'd be
So
cool
yeah,
to see America Chavez in multiple episodes of What If because she could travel into different like
different
Yeah,
multiverses, and she could travel between different episodes at different times.
it's
I
interesting
think
how
that'd be
that
sick.
works now that you're mentioning it, because like this is off of different timelines. What if something happened from the MCU? And the timeline that we know, which I don't know if I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on a podcast. I feel like this is not the original MCU that we're watching in the
Right.
multiverse saga. There was an original MCU that changed after the events of Loki. So,
Yeah.
in this specific timeline of Phase 4 that we're seeing with the multiverse of madness, America Chavez from a different universe travels into it and causes the events that we've seen. How does that reflect What If? Like, I think in theory, America Chavez wouldn't exist anywhere in What If, right?
I don't know. Because she could travel through different. I don't know. She could travel through different multiverses.
Yeah.
So I don't think it really matters what timeline she's in. I just think it'd be sweet if she could travel into What If, like if we saw her like one episode, something's happening and she's in it,
Yeah.
and maybe she's in it for like a second, but then she
Yeah.
like makes a landslide and like
Yeah.
it domino effects, and then she leaves, and then another episode she's working on like I think that'd be cool
She could
to see it
become,
domino.
yeah, I think if she's in the story, she could be like the central point of, like Ultron was for the first
Yeah,
What If. Like America Chavez could be like the central point of season 2 if they wanted to go that route, because
yeah,
I think like if they were introducing the America Chavez that's in the 616 or 199999 universe, whatever you want to refer to it as, that we're seeing in Multiverse of Madness, if her character specifically was
yeah.
traveling into What If, that like continuing off of her story, that would be interesting to see. I don't know if I don't know if any other different version of America Chavez would be possible in What If.
She said there wasn't any other of her in any
Yeah,
multiverse ever because she doesn't have dreams. So there's only technically one America Chavez. So
yeah,
I just think that would be cool for her to, if she let's say just for the hell of it, maybe it doesn't spin off of right where she is. Like, remember how she's just jumping through timelines with Doctor Strange, or whatever, and then he almost tries to
yeah.
kill her? What if there's an episode in What If where she needs to do something, so she leaves really quick into one universe? I don't think she has control of where she goes, though. That's the
No,
thing.
she didn't at
Yeah,
that
she
time.
didn't.
If this
Yeah,
was
so
post Multiverse of Madness, then
it
yeah,
would have to, yeah, it'd have to be something new. But I just think it'd be something cool to play around with if she had a
for sure.
whole episode around her, and she left for a second to a different multiverse, grabbed whatever she needed, then came back, and they finished the episode in that multiverse. But then the next episode or episode later, there's an episode happening, and then she jumps in, she does something that like destroys the rest of the episode, and then she just leaves, and then we watch the domino effect of her like destroying something just from coming in and taking something or whatever, you know what I mean? Like something like that. I think that'd be cool to see her have a domino effect in another multiverse for something like very tiny, but then just demolishes it. I don't know. I also
Yeah.
would like to see more incursions in What If. I think incursions are really fun to learn about. I
I
think a
don't
lot
think
more.
that's gonna happen in What If.
No, I
Like
think they're so cool. They're so interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's possible. I
Yeah.
don't. I think the incursion thing is going to be showing up in a,
Phase.
like soon. Like I think that
Yeah.
we're gonna see it in more stuff going forward.
Probably. I don't think. Do you think we'll see it in Phase 5, or do you think we'll have to wait till like Phase
Oh yeah.
6?
No, I think we'll see
Think
it in
so?
Phase 5. Yeah.
Yeah, because incursions sound cool. I think that'd be sick if we saw Doctor Strange and Charlize Theron's character in What If at some point. That'd be interesting to see them and do incursions.
Incursions are cool.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I still wish the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, like the one that he fights with the third eye, I still wish that one was the one for What If, because I think that would have been really cool if
Okay.
it was the guy from What If, because then we could have seen it like them actually combine. But
How much time you have?
I got some time. I got
Okay,
time.
because Daredevil is gonna be like a big thing.
Okay. Yeah, let's do Daredevil.
So do you want to do Daredevil? Or do you want to do Spider-Man and Madam Web?
Let's do Spider-Man and Madame Web, and then we'll come back to Spider-Man or Daredevil.
Okay.
Oh,
So
there's not. Well, Spider-Man's quick though, right? We're just talking about
Spider-Man's
the new
quick. There's
trailer.
a new trailer. Look, actually, there's two new trailers. There's the official one, and there's an international one. International one has some extended stuff at the beginning, and I think a different sort of beginning as well. But I actually don't think the international one featured the villain. The official one did. We saw Spot. What did you think about Spot?
Uh, is that an
The
actual
Spider.
character or is that a new
Yeah,
character?
it's like a D-list Spider-Man character. That's why I was surprised when they mentioned that he was going to be the villain in the movie. But I was like, that makes sense because of his ability. He's an interdimensional like portal character. He just creates
Yeah.
portals about shit. So yeah, it makes sense for this movie.
The only thing, he looks like he'd be the villain, but he looks like he's gonna be the villain for a small amount, or he'll be the villain for a bit. But it honestly looks like there's gonna be some internal conflict, like from the trailer. Not to go with spoilers if you haven't seen it, but it looks like it's gonna be a like almost every Spider-Man in the multiverse is after oh, what's our guy's name again?
Miles.
Miles. It looks like everyone's after Miles, especially that what, what is that? What's the name of that? He's like a I don't know his name. That other Spider-Man. He looks like he's like
Uh,
Spanish or from Spain.
yeah. Oscar Isaac's character.
Is that Oscar Isaac?
Oscar Isaac. Yeah.
That's awesome. I was gonna say I
Yeah.
was like this looks cool. It's like a
Miguel
Spanish.
O'Hara. He's
Yeah, it's like
he's
a Spanish
Spider-Man 2099.
Miguel O'Hara. That's cool. He looks like he looks like Spider-Man if he was a wrestler. Like if like you had a wrestling Spider-Man or like one that was like a bullfighter. He
Yeah.
looks like a bullfighter Spider-Man. That's what he reminded me of. But anyways, he looks cool. He looks like there's gonna be some internal conflict with all the other Spider-Man. So I feel like even though Spot might be the main villain, there still might be a lot of like internal fighting going on. So we'll
Yeah.
probably see Miles Teller having to fight a bunch of Spider-Man. So
I just realized I
do,
have the old trailer playing. We don't
do
have the
do
new
we know
trailer.
if his team is back?
No, well, not all of them.
I see Gwen and I
Yeah,
see Peter Parker. I
Gwen,
didn't know
Peter
if
B. Parker, and his child, Mayday Parker, who ends up becoming Spider Girl. So
hmm,
that's fun. Um, and we've seen Spider Woman. She's the one on the motorcycle. So,
yeah.
so that's Jessica Drew. So that's awesome that they're introducing her. We see Spider Punk. Hold on. Spider Punk. You see
Oh,
him in the
nice.
trailer.
Yeah, we
Um,
did. Yeah.
yeah. So also I'm playing the Miles Morales game right now, and it's
Do,
awesome so far.
do you think we'll have Spider Pig and Spider Noir and all them back?
Maybe they're not in the trailer, so I
No.
don't know. It's also Nicolas Cage and um what's his name, the comedian's name? No, maybe they just couldn't get those voice actors.
Mm, yeah.
Um, you want to talk about Madam Web?
I think we talked a little bit about it last time. Like, I don't have a whole lot of interest in it. Like, we could
Oh, I'm
talk about
so
it, and
interested in it.
if it's not a lot, I feel like I'll be more interested when I start seeing trailers. Once I start seeing trailers, then I
Yeah.
know like it's there. When I just hear people talking about like, oh, this person's cast in it, that can always be changed. So like, those aren't usually like,
Well,
um,
there's been some pretty
questions.
big news on who one of the actors is playing. Um, what's her name? This actor here. I'll pull it up. Um, Sydney Sweeney. She's playing Julia Carpenter, who in the comics was the second Spider Woman, whose costume is originally inspired Venom, or the symbiote suit for Spider Man. So
Yeah.
that's something. She used to be my favorite Spider Woman. I've uh, grown to appreciate Jessica Drew more since. But she also ends up becoming Madam Web later. So that's cool.
Mm, yeah.
So I'm excited about that. This movie, every time I see something about this movie, I get more excited because it just, if like from the rumors and everything and the set photos, it sounds like it's gonna be Terminator meets Spider Verse. So
Yeah.
just that alone, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do this. Um, okay. What is Daredevil the last thing we have? The last major news?
I think so. That's all I got about time
Yeah.
for. So we could
Okay.
wrap it up with Daredevil then.
Also, the Marvels got a new poster, and it's delayed. November 10th. It's coming out.
Wait, can you? Yeah, that's a sick looking poster. Who's at the bottom? Is that Captain Marvel? No, Captain Marvel's in the
Bottom's
middle.
Miss Marvel. Middle one's
Miss Mar-
Captain Marvel. Top
Is
one
the-
is Monica Rambeau. Don't know her official name yet.
Is that that's Captain Marvel's friend?
Uh,
Who's Monica Rambeau?
Monica Rambeau is in WandaVision.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's like her friend's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't she? No. In Multiverse of Madness, it was her friend that was Captain Marvel, right?
No, yes, it was Monica's mother. That was Captain Marvel.
Monica's mother. Okay, so then, do we know how Monica has powers?
Yeah, in WandaVision.
I don't remember, dude. That was like 18 years ago.
She went through
That's
the
the
hex
pandemic.
like 3 times, and then she got powers.
What hex?
Wanda's
Oh,
hex.
she walked back and forth through
Yeah.
it, and that gave her powers.
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought she had her powers before that. I didn't know she got it from walking.
Maybe she's a mutant. I don't know.
Damn it, I'm
but
gonna have to watch WandaVision again, aren't I? Son of a
Yeah.
bitch. I never wanted to watch it again, but
Let's do it. Let's go through phase 4 again.
I'll watch WandaVision again because that
Okay.
there seems like there's some stuff I'm missing from it. Honestly, I hated it so much watching it, so now this time I'll just like look for stuff that will make it interesting. Plus, the Coven movie's coming out soon, or right? It's
Series.
series, not soon.
You're
but
gonna hate that too.
soon.
It's
I
gonna
know,
be
I am.
another comedy
Yeah, because I don't like her
featuring
anyways.
Catherine
so
Hahn. Yeah, you don't like
yeah.
Catherine Hahn.
I'm gonna watch it, but I still have to finish Miss
Marvel, yeah, and
Ms. Marvel. I
She-Hulk.
still have to finish. I have 3 episodes left of Ms. Marvel. I can get through it.
I feel
can do
like
it.
you gotta rewatch the first 3 because you're gonna forget shit.
Yeah, I know.
It's
There's
like
like
it's
people.
important to watch it all together.
It's like her whole family was after her. Yeah, I gotta watch that. Hulk now. She-Hulk though, like I don't know.
Good luck with She-Hulk.
Yeah, until Daredevil. There's like 20 episodes or something. It feels like so many.
She-Hulk, yeah, because they're like half-hour episodes, I think.
They're so bad. The first 2 weren't bad when they're talking about like Tony and Bruce's bar, and it had like
Watch now. I haven't finished this because I still need to go through some editing, but most of my She-Hulk reactions and thoughts and everything are on this channel if you want to check it out. So I wasn't specifically saying for you. You don't have to watch those. I'm just saying for our audience watching this video right now. If you want to see my reactions and everything to like week by week for She-Hulk. Let's burn through Daredevil. This is important. We got to get through a lot. First of all, John Bernthal confirmed back as Punisher. Official this time.
Yeah.
It's been like every day for like the past 3 years. People creating clickbait articles. John Bernthal is returning as Punisher with no source. I heard it from some guy I follow on Twitter. He's coming back. It's not a source, buddy. Don't say that. But this time it was actually from a legitimate news source. He's coming back as Punisher. It is confirmed now.
Cool, because me and Jess like that one the best. That's our favorite show. Daredevil's my second. It was my first until Punisher. Like I love him. He's good in everything he does.
We just finished. I'm going through the Netflix series with my brother. We just finished most of everything. We just started the 3rd season of Jessica Jones, which is the last thing in the Defender saga before we're all caught up on it. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, they loved Punisher. I'm not a fan of the character, but I can't deny the show is good. It's not my favorite thing, but I love Daredevil more. So
the more bloody or gruesome or violent something is, the more I'm into it. Like I love Punisher.
Yeah.
I think Punisher was like my favorite until I watched The Boys, and then The Boys, I was like, yeah, this is all terrible. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not I don't like violence for violence sake, so I'm like that's why I wasn't like huge into the Punisher, and I always consider the character as more of a villain personally anyway.
Are you caught up on The Boys?
No.
Okay. Damn, such a good show.
I'll get there eventually. So what we do know also, so every piece of story. So we've been bringing this up every podcast. We don't know where the canon lies for the Netflix series and in the MCU. We are
Right.
in agreement here on Spawn Trap. I think everybody pretty much agrees that all these things are still in the MCU canon until somebody says specifically they're not.
Yeah.
So, in our mind, everything that happened in Daredevil seasons 1 through 3 and the Defenders is all canon to the MCU, including what we've seen from Matt Murdock in the Spider-Man movie and in She-Hulk and going forward
Absolutely.
and Born Again. Until they say no otherwise, then that's fine. Now, since then, there's been conflicting things about whether they may or may not be canon. There's been interviews with Charlie Cox himself where he's like, no, it's different. It's different. Well, yeah, it's always been the same, but so like there's been that. The stories we're talking about today don't clarify any of that.
Yeah.
It just adds more to the confusion. So just keep that in mind. So John Bernthal is back as Punisher. Point in the cannons in the side. The actors for Karen and Foggy not going to be in the show. So
Yeah.
that's pointing
I-
more towards not
I
canon. So
I hate it. Well, who knows? I mean, they could still be in the universe, but they just, they're
Yep.
in their own.
Mhm.
They're just maybe they're not lawyers right now or something. I don't know, but I didn't like either of them, so I don't care. I didn't. They were both super boring to me.
Okay. So this, by the way, that these actors not being in the show does not confirm one way or another if the series is canon or not. For me,
Yeah.
I did like these actors. I did like these characters. So I'm upset that they're not back. These actors
Yeah.
specifically. But I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. They don't need to be in the show, to be honest. And I have some theories about what might happen. Maybe I'll bring it up if we have time. But going forward, a point also not in the canon side. The actor for Vanessa is being recast. So we're gonna see somebody else playing the role. I don't
Who
know.
was Vanessa again?
Vanessa is Wilson Fisk's uh, girlfriend turned wife into the series. So he ends up
Recast?
marrying her. Yeah, they're recasting her.
Interesting. Wonder why.
Now, yeah, so that's the thing. So the actor. So now here's the thing. So, uh, that still doesn't confirm anything either way. Marvel's recast people before, but the original actor has said on Instagram since then she is sad not to be a part of it, but she is always going to be a Vincent D'Onofrio fan. That also doesn't mean anything. So that she didn't say whether Marvel reached out to her. She didn't like. There's nothing in that regards. That's the only statement that's made. That could also mean that maybe they did try to reach out and she had some sort of scheduling thing, and that statement doesn't confirm one way or another. And they just couldn't make it work. And there's other big name actors like John Bernthal, Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio. They can't work around the schedule around a supporting actor. So maybe that's the case. We don't know. So, but this isn't a good sign either way into that argument. So that's just something to add.
Yeah.
We're gonna again. It's filming right now, at the same time as Captain America. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of behind the scenes stuff and news come out of the show. And I think it's filming until like December. So it's gonna be like filming for a while. It's 18 episodes. It's crazy. Um, just some behind the scenes shots. I'm probably not gonna share behind the scenes shots every time we do a podcast, unless there's like some big major thing. There's Wilson Fisk standing in front of like a pothole or sinkhole or something. It's gonna be like green screen, or maybe there's a giant tentacle popping out of it. We don't know. It's green screen. One thing that is in favor of the canon story, all of the actors from the Defenders series have recently, during like the start of the filming, recently been posting to Instagram, knowing what they're doing with these teases and shit, saying that they're working out and they're like back in the gym and stuff like that.
Right.
But also in the pictures, Kristen Ritter, like the two examples that I have for her, one picture, she's wearing a DD shirt. And then another one, she's taking a picture with Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, with the devil emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Coulter posting that he's back in the gym. He hates going to the gym, but he still goes. And Finn Jones played Iron Fist, posting a picture also with a picture of a devil, like a little sticker or whatever of of a devil in the picture. So I don't know if I've said it before. No other Disney Plus show has been over 9 episodes, I think, 9 or 10 episodes.
Right.
They tend to keep things short for Disney Plus. Daredevil, of all things, is the one that they're going, yeah, we're going to do 18 episodes, way longer than any other of the Netflix series, or of the Netflix seasons.
Right.
Why is this one in particular so long? My theory has always been that they're using this as a as a sneaky way to reintroduce a bunch of other characters into the MCU, particularly the Punisher and the Defenders characters.
Yeah. Well,
That's been my
yeah.
theory.
Iron Fist hasn't had a workout in a long time, so he's like, "Oh, you guys want me back? All right." It's like, I'm definitely in. I gotta get back in shape though. It's been like probably 8 years.
It hasn't been that long. It was like, I think it was like 2018,
Yeah.
2019 when
Look at him. He looks so disheveled in that picture of him though.
yeah,
But
he looked more disheveled in season 1.
yeah, I know. Yeah. What's his name again? I forget his name.
The character name?
Yeah, the character name.
Danny Rand.
Danny Rand.
One
Yeah.
of the richest people in New York in the MCU. Never gets mentioned.
Yeah. I think because like everybody, like he might be one of the richest, but I think he just gets blown over by Tony Stark because Tony Stark is so, he's so out there, his name on the side of buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's why everyone's like, yeah, you're not as rich, because I think just Tony Stark's more flashy. Is Danny Rand supposed to be more rich than just Tony Stark?
I doubt it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like Stark is like up the top. Probably Wakanda is probably the first, but it's just they've been hidden for so many years.
Well, rich in different ways. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. More rich with, well, I mean, their metal
Technology and stuff like that.
technology is way higher advanced.
Yeah. Um,
At it.
another point in favor of the It's All Canon side, one of the showrunners for Daredevil keeps insisting that despite what Kevin Feige and Charlie Cox is saying, that Born Again is a season 1, not a season 4, he keeps saying that he considers Born Again to be season 4. So my indication that he believes the story is continuing from where it left off on the Netflix shows.
Boy, I'm gonna have to watch all those over again.
Yeah.
I watched them all, but that's so long ago.
Yeah, again, I just recently watched them, and they are fantastic. Definitely go watch them. Definitely
Yeah,
recommend
I don't think I ever got. I think I stopped after, like, I never watched Jessica Jones season 2, Iron Fist season 2. Did Luke
Season
Cage?
2 of Iron Fist better
Yeah.
than season 1. I actually think it's an awesome season, especially where it leaves off. It's such a great way to leave off the show. Luke Cage season 2 I don't think is as strong as season 1. There was some cool stuff I liked about season 2. I think it's the weakest of the season 2 shows or whatever. Jessica Jones season 2. Still think it's a good show. Weird choice of villain, weird choice of story. Definitely nowhere near as good as season 1.
Oh.
We got a picture of Daredevil in front of I think it's a church. It's kind of a blurry picture right here, but the year on it says 2020. That takes place during the blip.
Yeah.
So it looks like this story might take place during the blip. There's also some other behind the scenes stuff of characters in the past, like going flashback kind of things of how they grew up, or maybe
Right.
what's going on. But yeah, a point in this is if the season's taking place during the blip, maybe Karen and Foggy blipped, and that's why they're not in the show. I'm not gonna spoil stuff about Daredevil, but if you take into account how season 3 ended, the reason why Kingpin would be back and the reason why Daredevil would be back makes sense if some certain people got blipped and certain arrangements no longer applied. So just saying that.
Right. I could see that. That would make sense at least for the two of them.
There's a statement back in February I somehow missed of Vincent D'Onofrio saying that the show is going to be very different, but very cool and really smart. Take that as you will. And I think that's all the stuff I had for Daredevil. That was the biggest like news. I think mostly I was going to get into like theories and stuff of what we think is going to happen based on what we know from the news and everything. But that's going to be like a bigger discussion that we won't have time for.
Yeah.
Was there anything that we missed, or did we pretty much get everything? Because I feel like we somehow blew through things that we
Well,
weren't
there's a
gonna have time
lot.
to talk about.
There was a lot on there. That's why I didn't know if we'd get to everything. But some things were just you just wrote like who's confirmed for writing,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
small
So like,
updates if we got through them. Yeah,
see, we did a little bit on Ant-Man the Wasp, Secret Invasion. We didn't do Guardians Volume 3, but there's not much other than it's got
there's
a
some
new,
awesome posters.
yeah, some sweet posters, new trailer.
Like I want
We
this poster.
definitely want to go see it next month. Yeah, the one with all of them. I want both of those ones. They're
I
all
don't think
nice.
we don't have 4DX, so I don't think we're gonna get that poster. But we'll probably get the IMAX one.
Do we have 40X in Lakeshore?
Maybe
I think we have 40X in Lakeshore. We could go to the Lakeshore one. We'll
if you
talk
really
about
want
it
the
off.
poster.
Yeah, I do. I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go with you to go get it.
I want the
I'll
IMAX one. I'm usually not a big fan of the IMAX posters because they tend to have like the IMAX logo huge in front and center, so it looks like you're getting a
Yeah,
poster for
has it right there.
IMAX. Yeah,
It does.
but
Right there. It says filmed for IMAX.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
But this one it's a little bit smaller and it's behind the characters, so it's not as much of a
Yeah.
focus. So and then everything else is kind of like taking away the focus. So I'm much happier with that poster. I do like that poster.
I still think that's kind of an a-hole move for IMAX to
Yeah,
push.
for
Like
sure.
we know it's IMAX. We get it,
The
okay? Don't
Captain
ruin the
Marvel
poster with
one,
their name.
the Captain Marvel one is the most egregious. Because
I
do you have it?
No, I don't have it. I saw Captain Marvel in Australia, so I did not get the poster for
Oh
that one.
shit. Okay. Yeah,
You'll have
the
to show me
one.
that
Yeah, I'll definitely show it for you because it looks like I have a poster for Captain IMAX.
one.
Like that's what it looks like.
That's funny. Yeah, these are all cool. I like the one with Rocket with his with all the people in his eye. That
Yeah,
looks cool.
that one right there.
But that's the one I do want the one that you said though. The IMAX has all the characters on it. It has Cosmo. So that's a cool poster. I would like to get that. We'll have to call. If you have some time, maybe tomorrow we can call some places and see if we can get an IMAX poster and the other one, the 40X. Anyways, both cool. We talked about that. We talked about Daredevil, Marvels, What If, Captain America, Thunderbolts, Blade, Phase 6, Fantastic. We didn't talk about Fantastic Four other than we said
Yeah,
Josh Friedman was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did do that. Deadpool 3, Spider-Man 4, Moon Knight, Wonder Man, Madame Web, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
One thing we skipped over, which I don't think we're going to want to talk about, Evangeline Lilly wants a Wasp movie.
Yeah, that's like that. That's the thing there. I was just gonna say we didn't see that. I'd be fine with that. A
Yeah,
Wasp
same.
movie would be cool.
She's in the comics. She's an Avenger. She hasn't been an Avenger in the movie. She's been a side character so far in Ant-Man movies. Give her a movie.
Yeah, cool to do. I think it'd be cool to do like the Ant-Man, like origins, and we started with Hank Pym, like building his serum. We do like him fighting with his wife in like the World Wars, like the old World Wars.
Yeah.
Then I think it'd be cool to do, then the birth of their daughter, the other woman, like all that stuff that we've seen like in their flashbacks. It'd be cool to actually, like do I don't know, do a series or do a trilogy off of it. But I'd be fine with the Wasp movie.
A big one. We can end on this. Disney. So we talked about the rights for the Hulk and Namor in the past. How Disney doesn't have full rights to the characters. I think that it's Universal that owns the rights pretty much. So that's why we've seen them in other movies. We haven't seen their solo movies aside from the Incredible Hulk, but that wasn't a Marvel Studios movie. That was produced by Universal. So but it's still set in the MCU and everything. So now the rumor is, so Disney owns part of Hulu,
Right.
along with Universal. So the rumor is that because Disney Plus is the thing, right? And they're putting R-rated content on Disney Plus now. It's not all just PG-13 shit. So the rumor is that Disney is looking to sell off Hulu, but might try to leverage that advantage in some way
Mm-hmm.
towards Universal, kind of give an ultimatum, say, hey, we also want the full rights back to Namor and the Hulk, so they can make full movies,
Yeah.
which I think is an interesting move, and that would be
I don't even use Hulu, so I don't care.
well,
I'm
yeah,
fine with it.
we're Canadian, so
Yeah. I was like, I'm fine with that. Go for it. Sell
yeah,
it.
but yeah, I just think that's an interesting move from Disney, if that is true, and if that does end up happening, that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's some other behind the scenes stuff that we never got to. So I don't know. I'll do brief mention. I don't think we're gonna have time because you probably have to leave like soon. Um, but Victoria Alonso, who's been with the MCU for since Phase 1, since like the Avengers,
Right.
she's been fired. And there's a lot of one reason I want to bring this up. There's been a lot of theories online as to why she was fired from like a lot of people who are upset with the direction of Phase 4, not knowing that she didn't have anything to do with that. Her role was to make sure that things got done in Marvel, like the production wise. She had nothing
Right.
to do with the creative side. People, because she's a woman and she's championing and floating a lot of what people quote unquote say is woke stuff from Phase 4 of the MCU.
Right.
People put the blame on her, and not to listen to those people because they're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about because they didn't even know what her job was in the MCU. So screw those people. She was fired because breach of contract. She was promoting a new movie that she was involved with that wasn't from Disney. It was a competitive movie. She was not supposed to do that as per her contract, and it seems like she knew that, and Disney knew that that's what she was going to do, and they were kind of had their hands behind their back and had to fire her because that was
Yeah.
that was the job, and I think she knew that was coming. So there's some sort of drama behind the scenes because everybody knew what that situation was going to be, and she went ahead and did it anyway. So
Uh, it's wild to me who people who just like commit career suicide. Like you got a
I
good
don't think so.
job.
She's been at Marvel for like the longest time. She knows like maybe this is what she wanted or what she was expecting.
Mm,
Like
maybe.
like she like there's some sort of reason why she did this. Like
Yeah.
she wouldn't have just said maybe, she wouldn't have said maybe I won't get caught, or maybe nothing will happen, or maybe I'm too important and they can't fire me, which from
Yeah.
what I hear is kind of true. She had like nobody else can fill her role. Like Marvel needs to hire multiple people to do what she did. So
That's wild.
yeah, so I'm just saying whether you care about the behind the scenes stuff or not, this will affect the MCU. Like
Yeah.
Marvel's already, like the higher up execs and stuff, including Kevin Feige, are already setting expectations that the release schedule for new stuff is going to be slower. We're seeing stuff get delayed already. So they're already setting the expectation, hey, we're not going to have as much stuff in Phase 5 and Phase 6 coming out for Marvel. We're going to be spreading stuff out and things will take longer to produce. They've already set that
Right.
expectations, and then she was fired. So I think that's the expectations going forward, is don't expect so much so fast anymore like we've seen for Phase 4.
Yeah,
I
I guess.
Granted, I always keep bringing up that Phase 4 happened during a pandemic and we had a year gap of no Marvel content because stuff kept getting delayed, which people I think seem to always forget. And
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's partially why we've seen so many things condensed and released so close to each other. So yeah.
Right.
Also, Ike Perlmutter was fired. Good riddance.
I don't know who's that.
He's a notoriously racist, sexist bigot higher up in Marvel and Disney, who
See you
clashed
later.
with Kevin Feige, who was almost ready to quit his job, gave an ultimatum, and then Alan Horn promoted. I think it was Alan Horn promoted Kevin Feige so that he was the head of the MCU and didn't have to um, go to Ike Perlmutter for any decisions anymore. Ike Perlmutter is famously the reason why movies like Captain Marvel and Black Panther took so long to release, because they've tried to push those movies out earlier in the MCU, and he kept saying, no, we can't sell action figures of a woman superhero and a black superhero. That's not going to work. So
Uh,
fuck that guy. I'm glad he's gone. Good
Black
riddance.
Panther's easily one of like my favorite ones. So
Yeah.
see you later. Captain Marvel is
Piece of
easily one of Jess's.
Piece of
so.
shit. You good riddance. I'm sure he got like some sort of severance and he's doing well for himself and he's very rich. Nothing we can do about that, but making sure that he's not involved in any of the decisions behind the scenes. Yes, I know
Yeah, going forward.
I can only say so much when it comes to Disney as a company, but specifically for that guy, fuck him. He can go. I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's pretty much like all the major stuff that we want to talk about. The next thing that we will be talking about will most likely be Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yeah.
So there's probably going to be like a lot of other stuff that comes up because Daredevil's filming, Captain America's filming. There's been news coming out like every day for the past few weeks about stuff that's happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I don't know when Ant-Man the Wasp is supposed to come to Disney Plus, but if it doesn't come back
Yeah.
by the end of April, I'm assuming it should.
I
Roughly.
don't know because Black Panther broke the trend and took much longer to release digitally after
Well,
the.
If it doesn't, I guess you wouldn't be able to watch it.
I would imagine it should come out before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
should be before the beginning of May. Yeah, by the end of the April. There was a trend today on Twitter. A lot of fake stories from the direct. Don't ever take what the direct says seriously,
Right.
because their source was a random guy on Twitter. Again, saying like, this person said it's going to be available digitally April 18th. Doesn't mean shit. Look, vet the sources. There's a lot of clickbait news sites and social media accounts to trick you into Marvel news, and it works. That stuff trends. I'm always on the lookout for it. That's why we don't talk about that shit on this podcast, because it's all fake and I can spot it from a mile away. Most people don't. So yeah, there's no release date as of recording this podcast of when Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be coming digitally or streaming. So anything you see otherwise is not true. If you're questioning it, look at the source. If it's from a random guy on Twitter, it's bullshit.
Yeah. If it does come, like, if it comes out probably somewhere near the end of April, then we could probably watch Quantumania at home, wait a week, go and find a theater that has those posters, go see Guardians of the Galaxy, and then do a podcast that just has the two.
The
Like,
two
we'll
of
just
them?
we'll just do a podcast for, I don't know, we'll just put like
Double feature podcast.
yeah, just for the two first movies going forward in the phase 5. So we just do that.
Hell yeah.
That'd be nice, because
I'm
I want to go see Guardians in theaters. If we can find a theater around here that actually for sure is giving out posters, I would love to, because I'm pretty sure the mall does not.
That's
So,
upsetting. I want that
yeah.
IMAX poster.
Yeah, every time we went in the past, it was always the other one, but
Yeah.
the mall did not. The mall didn't. So we'll look up some in our areas. I'll do some phone calls and see if they got the poster, because I want that one.
Awesome. That's going to be it for us here at Spawn Trap. So until the next one, which will probably be whenever Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania gets released. What did I do here? Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you next time. Thanks, Jordan, for joining me.
Absolutely, that was fun. We crushed it. We got a lot done.
Hell yeah.
Oh, there is an interview next week that Hawkeye is doing about his accident.
Jeremy Renner?
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. So maybe we could I don't know if I'm able to watch it. Maybe we could do like a, I don't know, quick like 20-minute something filler next week and talk about it. I don't know, something like that. I just noticed that I saw it and I was like, oh, we should talk about that.
We will talk about that.
I
Thanks,
wanna know what the
everyone.
hell happened.
I'm already playing the outro music. I'm sorry.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
See you later.